I guess my first question for you is, how do you see the advances of generative AI at Meta today, and how do you apply it to either enhance your operations or introduce new capabilities that you're offering?
Meta has done a lot of work and has been at SIGGRAPH for 8 years. And I think it was back in 2018 we showed some of the early hand tracking work on for our VR and mixed reality headsets. I think we've talked a bunch about the progress that we're making on codec avatars, the photorealistic avatars that we want to be able to drive from consumer headsets, which we're getting closer and closer to, so pretty excited about that. And not just talking about the metaverse stuff, but also all the AI pieces, which, as you said, we started FAIR, the AI Research Center, back then it was Facebook, now Meta, before we started Reality Labs. And we've been at this for a while. All the stuff around Gen AI, it's an interesting revolution, and I think that it's going to end up making, I think, all of the different products that we do, different in interesting ways. I kind of go through. You can look at the big product lines that we have already. So things like the feed and recommendation systems and Instagram and Facebook, and we've kind of been on this journey where that's gone from just being about connecting with your friends, and the ranking was always important because even when you were just following friends, if someone did something really important, like your cousin had a baby or something, it's like you want that at the top. You'd be pretty angry at us if it was buried somewhere down in your feed. So the ranking was important, but now over the last few years, it's gotten to a point where more of that stuff is just different public content that's out there. The recommendation systems are super important because now, instead of just a few hundred or 1,000 potential candidate posts from friends, there's millions of pieces of content, and that turns into like a really interesting recommendation problem. And with generative AI, I think we're going to quickly move into this zone where not only is the majority of the content that you see today on Instagram just recommended to you from kind of stuff that's out there in the world that matches your interests and whether or not you follow the people. I think in the future, a lot of this stuff is going to be created with these tools too. Some of that is going to be creators using the tools to create new content. Some of it, I think, eventually is going to be content that's either created on the fly for you, or kind of pulled together and synthesized through different things that are out there. So I think that that's just one example of how kind of the core part of what we're doing is just going to evolve, and it's been evolving for 20 years already.